So when you factor a polynomial with a leading coefficient greater than 1, things become a lot more complicated. So let me just kind of lay out the rules for how we're going to approach this. So first we can write our equation in the general form, which is just ax squared plus bx plus c, and this will allow us to know what our a, b, and c is for our problem. So we can see that our a is 2, our b is 6, and our c is 4. So when you factor, there are two rules. So rule number 1 is you want to find two terms that multiply to AC. So in our problem, AC is equal to 2 times 4, which is equal to 8. And then those two terms must add to B. So in our equation here, B is equal to 6. Okay, we can do that. So let's go ahead and just make a table. And let's list out the factors of A times C, which is 8. We know that our factors are 1 times 8, 2 times 4, and then also the same 2 in negative form, since negative 1 times negative 8 is 8, for example. Then, according to rule number 2, we just want to say, well, do these two factors add to B? So let's add our two factors together. So 1 plus 8 is 9. 2 plus 4 is 6. Negative 1 plus negative 8 is negative 9. Negative 2 plus negative 4 is negative 6. Okay, so we can look at our table and say, 2 and 4 meet rules number 1 and 2. 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 plus 4 is 6. Great, so we found our two factors. So now what we can do is we go back to our original equation, which is 2x squared plus 6x plus 4. And what you do with the two magical numbers that you found is you split up the center term. So what I mean is we'll write 2x squared plus 2x plus 4x. And so the 2 and the 4 are the factors in our table. And then we need to add our c. So now that we've rewritten our polynomial in this kind of split up way, what you do now is you group the first two terms together and the second two terms together. And you see if you can pull out a common number. So for the first set, we can actually pull out 2x from each of the terms, and we're left with x plus 1. And then for the second two terms, we can pull out a 4, and we're left with x plus 1. So as you can see here, we actually have an x plus 1 in both terms. And that is super convenient because that means that, well, we can actually pull out x plus 1 from each term. And then we are just left behind the 2x and the 4. So this here is our final answer. So now I'm going to do another problem that's a little trickier. So again, let's just write out our equation in the general form and get our coefficients. So general form is ax squared plus b plus c. So we know that our a is equal to 6, our b is equal to negative 10, and our c is equal to negative 4. So now let's just kind of map out the rules. We know we need two terms that multiply to AC, which in our problem is 6 times negative 4, which equals negative 24. And then they must add to b, which in our equation, b is equal to negative 10. So now let's just kind of make a table. I'm going to do 2 here so I still have space. And the first column will just be AC. So what are our factors of negative 24? We have negative 1 and 24, negative 2 and 12, negative 3 and 8, negative 4 and 6. And then I'm just going to make a second table over here for the exact same factors, but we're going to put the negative on the other number. And then we're going to check our second rule and see which of the two factors add to b, which is negative 10. So now I'm just going to add. So negative 1 plus 24 is 23. Negative 2 plus 12 is 10, and so on. And now that we have listed out all of our factors and we've added them, we can then go through our tables and figure out which two meet our rules. And you'll only ever find one set. So we see that, oh, 10 and negative 2 multiply to negative 24, and they add to negative 10. So now we'll go back and take our original equation and take our two new magical numbers that we have found, and we can split up the center term. So we'll rewrite this as 6x squared plus 2x minus 12x minus 4. And then we group the first two terms and we group the second two terms. And we see if we can pull out a common factor. So from the first two terms, I see that I can pull out a 2x. Then I'm left with x plus 1. And over here with the second two terms, I can pull out a negative 4. Then I'm left with 3x plus 1. If you look over here, I actually made a mistake. This should have been 3x because 2 times 3 is 6, and then x times x is x squared. Then we can see that I have a common factor of 3x plus 1 in my new terms. So then I can actually pull that out, and I'm left with just 2x minus 4. And that there is our final answer. Hi, if you made it to the end of this video, then I'm guessing you found that helpful. So please like and subscribe. That will help me tremendously in making more content. So thank you.